I never imagined my life could spiral so fast, all in the span of a few weeks. My wife, Laura, had always seemed devoted, or at least that's what I thought. We had 2 kids, a house, and a life that, from the outside, looked perfect. But appearances can be deceiving, and trust once broken can destroy everything. It began with subtle signs, late-night phone calls, whispered conversations, mysterious receipts. At first, I brushed it off, convincing myself I was overreacting. But the truth hit me like a hammer when I discovered that Laura had been cheating. It wasn't just infidelity. It was betrayal on a scale I hadn't imagined. The first shock was emotional, but it quickly escalated. One morning, I realized my car was missing. At first, I assumed she had borrowed it. She often drove the kids to school. But then my phone lit up with a series of texts from friends and family. Laura had taken the car without permission, leaving me stranded and panicked. My sense of disbelief was overwhelming. The betrayal didn't stop there. Laura had concocted a plan to take the kids away from me, claiming that I was somehow unfit or negligent. The audacity of it was staggering. She had crossed every boundary imaginable, cheating, stealing, attempting to manipulate custody, all in the span of a few reckless weeks. I knew I had to act, but I needed to be careful. Emotional confrontation could escalate the situation, especially with the kids involved. I began documenting everything, messages, calls, locations, and interactions, carefully building evidence. Every lie, every attempt to manipulate, every illegal act was recorded. Then came the moment of karmic justice, the moment that turned everything around. Laura, in her recklessness, underestimated one crucial detail. She had left her phone logged into her navigation app. While joyriding in my stolen car, she triggered the tracking, and I could see her every move. She drove recklessly, flaunting her audacity, and it only took one sharp turn for her plan to implode. The car, overloaded with the chaos she had created, skidded on a wet patch of road. She lost control. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt, but the damage was extensive, totaling the car she had stolen and leaving her stranded, humiliated, and vulnerable. Karma, it seemed, had arrived in the form of a harsh, undeniable lesson. With the evidence I had gathered, I confronted her legally. Police reports, messages, and the car incident all contributed to a strong case. Laura was forced to face the consequences of her actions. She lost her leverage, her credibility, and most importantly, the ability to manipulate the situation in her favor. The kids, thankfully, were safe throughout, but the emotional fallout was intense. They had to process the chaos, the betrayal, and the sudden upheaval in their parents' relationship. Therapy sessions became essential, and I took on the responsibility of helping them understand that while people can make terrible mistakes, justice and accountability eventually prevail. Looking back, I realize how fragile trust is and how easily chaos can enter a life that seems stable. Laura's betrayal, theft, and attempts at manipulation were extreme, but they revealed a vital truth. Deception, recklessness, and entitlement eventually catch up to those who indulge in them. Karma is real, and sometimes it arrives in the most immediate, unavoidable ways. Months later, life has begun to stabilize. Laura faces the consequences of her actions. The legal system has intervened, and the children are adjusting to a more secure environment. I have learned that preparation, evidence, and calm decisiveness are powerful tools when betrayal threatens everything. Cheating, stealing, and attempting to take my kids might have seemed like a path to freedom for Laura, but in the end, the reckoning was swift, inevitable, and just karma hit hard, and I was there to witness it, armed with truth, patience, and the determination to protect my family.